This video is sponsored by Holzkern. Get 15% off your entire order and free worldwide express shipping when using the link and coupon code below. Hold on. Longest flight in the world? I don't think so. We all know the world's longest non-stop flight connects Singapore and New York. This video is clearly about Qatar Airways. Why are you resorting to clickbait lies in your thumbnails? Well, the statement in the thumbnail is actually true. You see, the aircraft Singapore Airlines uses between Singapore and New York is fitted with a special configuration consisting of only business and premium economy class seats. The reason I know this is because we have a detailed review available on our channel already, covering this exact flight. If you're curious, check it out too. So, since the world's longest flight does not offer a regular economy class, it's the world's second longest flight that takes the crown here. And that's the flight I'm going to take you along on today. In this seat, we're about to spend the next 17 hours together, as long as flying from Sydney to Bangkok, turning around and flying all the way back to Sydney in one go. Here at Simply Aviation, we don't just focus on detailed flight reviews free of any unnecessary drama, but also on reviews of economy class flights in particular. Not exclusively, but mostly. And how could I ever call myself an expert on economy class travel if I haven't done the longest possible flight one can do in economy class? So after having reviewed hundreds of economy class products across the planet, we are finally about to embark on the longest flight you can do in regular economy class. It's a journey that I've been curious about for years, and the day has finally come. The world's longest non-stop economy class flight. Let's do this. Aviation geeks and frequent flyers, welcome to this new episode of our flight review series Brutally Honest, where we showcase flights around the world in detail so you can make an informed decision when choosing an airline. If you wish to keep this channel in mind for your next trip, or are simply curious about airline products, please consider to subscribe. And we've also recently launched our very own merch line, with these self-made posters showcasing some of the world's most unique airport terminals. Get one for your home, office, or toilet, or opt for our terminal mugs or mousepads too at simplyaviation.com. The new 2026 wall calendar with some of our best photographs is finally available as well. We're in Auckland, New Zealand this morning, taking the hotel shuttle bus over to the terminal. For such a unique journey, I would not have risked staying further away from the airport, but that's more my excitement speaking than sound reasonableness. Today's flight was surprisingly affordable, as I was able to cash in some frequent flyer points. I honestly did not expect this flight to have any award availability at all, but I got my ticket one way from Auckland all the way to Vienna via Doha for just 54,000 British Airways Avios, plus around 130 euros in taxes and fees. Qatar Airways did skimp on the seat reservations though, which they charged me another 110 New Zealand dollars for, around 50 euros total for both flights. I was not gonna risk up ending in a middle seat for 17 hours. QR921 to Doha, that's us. Check-in was quick and easy, although I was surprised they insisted on weighing my backpack. I understand wanting to weigh a suitcase, but wanting to weigh a regularly sized backpack has a bit of a low-cost feeling to it. The weight limit on Qatar Airways is 7 kilograms, or 15 libra. Last time I flew out of Auckland, I waited 50 minutes to clear passport and security. Luckily, it was just 20 minutes today. I really like the terminal though. It has a great vibe to it and some colorful interior. Gate 10, that's us. Over there, you can already see the plane taking us to Doha today. Alpha 7 Alpha November Romeo, a 2020 built Airbus A350-1000. Qatar Airways wasn't just the first airline to take delivery of this type, they're also its largest operator, having 27 in operation as of November 2025. That's 27 A350-1000s, because they operate another 34 Airbus A350-900s. That makes them the world's second largest A350 operator overall at 61, next to Singapore Airlines' 65 A350s. Qatar is the largest A350-1000 operator though. Anyway, contrary to Singapore's, Qatar's A350s don't come with dedicated ultra-long-haul cabins, which means we'll sit in the same seat a passenger would experience from Doha to, say, London or Mumbai. As we're waiting to board our flight, let's explore a bit. This Boeing 787 will make the 12.5-hour journey back to Vancouver later today, an aircraft we have reviewed already as well, albeit on a different route. This 777 of United will fly out to San Francisco. If you're curious about what United's economy class offering to Oceania is like, we've got you covered there too. We also have some time to check out Qatar Airways app, where you have easy access to your flight's catering menu. Looks like we'll have 3 choices for dinner, 2 choices for a warm mid-flight snack, and another 3 choices before landing. Substantial but necessary for a 17-hour flight. Qatar Airways also supports electronic bag tags, something that even I as a frequent flyer never really saw any need for. Would you find it useful if I started reviewing things like that too? Exploring new tech and gadgets for air travel? Let me know in the comments. We're ready for boarding now, which is done using a single jet bridge which connects to door 2.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, Mr. David. Second bar.
Thank you so much.
Entering the plane there, the Q Suite business class is to our left, with 2 more rows behind door 2 for a total of 46 custom-made seats manufactured by Collins Aerospace. The rest of the plane is fitted with 281 Recaro CL3710 economy class seats in a 333 configuration. The best economy class seats are arguably 31A and K, as they are window seats without another seat in front. I'm in 36K though, as the goal of this channel is to showcase the experience of an average passenger, not one privileged with an extra legroom seat. The headrests of each seat are adjustable vertically, come with extendable ears to rest your head, and the option for some neck support. Waiting for us already is an Amenity Kit, a rare feature in economy class that we'll take a closer look at later. A pair of headphones, a pillow with one of these godforsaken scratchy single-use covers, as well as a blanket. Being 180 centimeters tall, the legroom is really good, dare I say, appropriate for the length of this flight. There are some handy extra compartments at the back of the seat back pocket. The room for your feet is reduced a bit by the placement of the seat mount though. Universal power ports are not installed beneath the seats. There are easier to reach personal ones at the front of every seat, which is fantastic. There is also a bifold tray table with a high literature compartment behind, and above that, a large entertainment touchscreen that can be adjusted for viewing comfort. Compared to my iPhone 15 Pro Max, certainly a good size. The audio port and a USB-A port to charge smaller electronic devices is located at the bottom. Coat hooks are installed on the sides of the seats, and in the ceiling above you'll find adjustable air vents, which I highly appreciate, as well as reading lights that are fixed in place. The best feature of the A350 already turned on, its tail cam. With that, we're ready to go. Well, almost. One of the loaders broke down and they needed to get another one, which delayed our departure by a bit. This Boeing 787-9 of Qantas has just touched down from Sydney and will operate flight number 3 to New York JFK later this afternoon, which is the world's 6th longest route, one that I'd be curious to review in the future. Leave a comment about whether you'd prefer a video about this route on Qantas or Air New Zealand, and let me know if you've got any other suggestions for routes or aircraft to try. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss all of these videos then. The crew just handed out these little toilettes, a nice welcoming gesture. One little trick I have developed, which can be especially useful on longer flights like this one, is to use the plastic bag the blanket comes in as a garbage bag. Just open it carefully and you can make the cleaner's job easier and keep a better hold of all of your belongings. This 777 of Air New Zealand is just heading off onto its 7-hour-long journey to Perth. Alright, now we're good to go, and I'll let the takeoff roll play in its entirety so you can see just how long a fully loaded and fueled Airbus A350-1000 takes to rotate. What a gorgeous climb out of Auckland. Now it's 17 hours in the air. We're starting off the flight with the main meal service, beginning with a round of beverages and a little salty snack. I decided to go with the cruise recommendation, Qatar Airways' signature drink, the Mango Bellini. That's mango juice with Sprite and either bitter lemon or seltzer water. Really good and refreshing. I also love these Penn State sour cream and chive pretzels. You'll find them on a handful of airlines here or there, but I've virtually never seen them sold in physical stores. Probably better for my waistline that I've not. Around an hour into the flight, lunch or dinner, 5 p.m., let's say dinner, is served. As shown before, 3 options are offered. The choice was between chicken curry, beef stew, or vegetarian tortellini pasta. I went with the vegetarian pasta, which were ricotta tortellini in a tomato basil sauce with sautéed courgette, topped with panko breadcrumbs and cheese that eerily did not melt in the oven. It was served alongside a warm piece of bread, a cup of salad, which was fresh and tasty but very sweet due to the amount of pineapple in it, as well as a cup of raspberry mousse and a 350ml bottle of water. I also appreciate Qatar Airways providing real metal cutlery, which elevates the elegance of the dining experience a bit. Overall, this meal is great in quality and taste, and I particularly appreciate the 3 choices that cater to a wide variety of tastes. However, considering that this is the world's longest economy class flight, and the fact that Qatar Airways frequently references its many accolades, including the Skytrax Award for World's Best Airline, I will hold them to a very high standard. And in that light, I believe it's fair to say that this meal was lacking in a few regards. Let me compare this to the meal we recently encountered on an Emirates flight in economy class from Brisbane to Dubai. In addition to the main course, salad and dessert, Emirates provided butter with the bread, as well as crackers and cheese. Some airlines also offered 2 sides, such as Japan Airlines and ANA. Most bothersome, though, was the lack of beverages. While they were handed out before the meal alongside the pretzels, they just weren't offered with the meal. It also didn't feel appropriate to ask for something, as the crew was busy with serving the meals to other passengers, but not offering a drink with the meal, I'd say, is just poor hospitality. And it's unusual compared to most other airlines. So all in all, this meal service was alright, but not standing out by any means. For the combination of world's best airline and world's longest economy class flight, I would honestly have expected something that stands out. look at this gorgeous view over Sydney. What a beautiful day to fly. After the meal, tea and coffee were offered as well. 40 minutes past 6 in the evening, with 14 hours to go until we reach Doha. Most of my recent trips have been accompanied by one of these gorgeous Holzkern watches, each one unique thanks to them being made from natural materials like wood, stone, or even things like leaves and peacock feathers. Holzkern has been supporting our work with sponsorships for over 2 years now, and to me, they're not some random soulless corporation, but rather a company based in my hometown of Vienna that I've been to and visited as well. Their watches and accessories make for the perfect Christmas present, as each piece is unique, carrying nature's mark with it. And with every order, you get worldwide free express shipping, with Holzkern guaranteeing that your present will be with you by Christmas Day when ordered until December 19th. And you may also opt for elegant green gift boxes or romantic red pouches, so your gift arrives ready to go. For a limited time, Holzkern offers viewers of this video 15% off their entire order when using the link holzkern.com/simply in combination with coupon code AVIATION at checkout. Holzkern has been a great partner of our channel, and I've been a very satisfied wearer of their watches. Thank you to Holzkern for sponsoring this video, and now, back to the trip. During the flight, the crew regularly passed through with cups of water, which is very thoughtful. My number one tip I give to people embarking on a long flight is to drink enough water. Dehydration is the core to why many feel fatigued after a long flight. It's often not jet lag or restlessness, but rather on a 16-hour flight, you basically have to drink at least as much as on a regular day, which would be 2 liters, but due to the dry cabin air, more would be even better, and honestly, who manages even 2 liters with these small airplane cups? Stay hydrated, folks. As we're cruising over South Australia and we're approaching nighttime at our point of departure, the cabin lights were dimmed and passengers asked to close their window shades. A perfect time to cuddle into the blanket and look for something to watch. Qatar Airways Inflight Entertainment software is called Oryx, named after the antelope species that's the national animal of Qatar and also graces the airline's tails. Using Thales AKL-DOH-VIE hardware, it offers an extensive selection of movies from all around the world, reflecting the airline's international customer base. TV shows are also available, including Western classics, and even entire seasons of some. You may also find an audio library and selected games, and kids get to enjoy their own dedicated section. An interactive flight map is offered too, but most importantly, there are the A350's onboard cameras. That's the stuff. The white bubble on top here is where the satellite antenna is located. All of Qatar Airways Airbus A350s are fitted with Inmarsat's Global Express Ka-band satellite Wi-Fi, which you can use for free for 1 hour when signed into your Qatar Airways frequent flyer account, status not required. Internet for the entire flight can be purchased at a reasonable $10. The headphones for the in-flight system were alright, nothing special though. The system does not yet support connecting Bluetooth headphones, but you can connect your smartphone with the Wi-Fi and use it as a remote so you don't have to touch the screen. We've been cruising over the outback for hours, which goes to show just how big Australia really is. Let's see if we can find some snacks. In the rear galley, Qatar Airways provides a selection of nibbles for you to take. Your choice of caramel popcorn, truffle popcorn, crisps, or chocolate bars. Beverages were prepared as well, and crew members were present in case you needed something more particular to drink. The lavatories were kept spotlessly clean by the crew for the duration of the flight, and were equipped with standard hand soap, small paper cups for when you brush your teeth, and a bottle of eau de toilette. Speaking of amenities, we received this Amenity Kit upon boarding, each one with a different modern design featuring a major city Qatar Airways flies to, like Tokyo or Sao Paulo. Although I would find it cooler if they branded it with more random destinations fewer people knew about. Imagine this not saying Tokyo but Kigali, Sialkot, or Adelaide. Anyway, inside they're all the same. A pair of comfy eye shades, a pair of socks, some earplugs, as well as a toothbrush and toothpaste. An amenity kit like this is highly appreciated on flights of this length, definitely a good thing for Qatar Airways to offer. Almost exactly halfway into the flight, the warm mid-flight snack was handed out. This time, beverages were offered simultaneously, where I simply went with a can of club soda. The choice was between a Wagyu beef puff or a vegetable samosa. I decided to give the Wagyu beef puff a try, and it was delicious. Creamy and moist on the inside, crispy and flaky on the outside, a pretty solid mid-flight snack. As the sun is setting, it's time to get a few hours of sleep, so we are ready and awake for our pre-landing meal and the transit in Doha. Around 2 hours before landing, the second full meal service was handed out. The choice was between beef stroganoff, scrambled eggs with a chicken sausage, and wok fried egg noodles. This is a fascinating combination as it offers both a dish that could be identified as breakfast as well as one that could be dinner. I somehow never thought of this, but I find it incredibly smart to provide a choice not just between dishes, but actually between meals, depending on what you feel like. I went with the wok fried egg noodles with carrot and bok choy. It was served alongside another piece of warm bread, a cup of yogurt with passion fruit compote, and some fresh fruit. To drink, another bottle of water, and a beverage of choice. This time I went with an orange juice. But Qatar Airways offers a wide selection of other drinks to choose from, including different types of wine, spirits, beers, soft drinks, and they're happy to put together alcoholic as well as non-alcoholic cocktails. I also appreciate the different coffees. Another tasty meal service which shined particularly due to its colorful and balanced main course. The sides were also tasty, but the same lack of additional items mentioned in the initial dinner service applies here as well. Afterwards, little chocolate bars were handed out too. Overflying Abu Dhabi's Zayed International Airport signals that the world's second longest flight is coming to an end. This journey, however, is not. We still have a transit in Doha and 6 more hours to Vienna to go aboard Qatar Airways' old and cramped Airbus A320 in economy class. Since this video is already long enough, and I still got my verdict to share, the transit and onward flight will be covered in another episode of our flight review series, Brutally Honest. It will be out next month for everybody, but as a thank you to our dedicated channel members who contribute their own hard-earned money to our mission of providing the most detailed flight reviews possible, the review is already available for them to watch right now. If you cannot wait, or simply want to support our work as well, please consider becoming a channel member, with support tiers available from just €2 per month, which is just €24 per year. And even that amount already helps us, for instance by reserving window seats to be able to share the best views. Our main goal is always to be useful, which is why the conclusion section of each of our narrated reviews is always written in a way that if you are in a hurry or need to compare between many airlines and cannot watch a full video on each, all the important information is compacted in this section. Meaning that if you skip to the conclusion section of each of our videos, it will tell you whether the airline is worth choosing or not, so you don't have to dig through the entire video. Anyway, Qatar Airways economy class on the world's second longest flight overall, and the longest you can do in economy class. The airline is amongst the better ones to choose, regardless of where you travel. The crews are always professional, although they might come across a bit robotic from time to time. Aboard the Airbus A350, there really isn't anything I can complain about when it comes to the hard product. The burgundy and shades of grey make for an elegant cabin design, the seats are comfortable and functional with all necessary elements there, and I particularly appreciate the adjustable air vents and standard mechanical window shades. Yes, I'm looking at you, Boeing 787. As for the soft product, the amenities were a great addition, although I would call them necessary for a flight of this length, so baseline fulfilled. The food offering was a bit of a letdown though. The selection of dishes was superb and the amount was okay overall, but Qatar Airways could further improve its product by adding some additional elements, such as crackers and cheese. The lack of beverage with the initial dinner service was also a bit strange. I know beverages were offered before the meal, but airlines usually do this as a type of aperitif. I'm used to getting another drink with the meal then. So, Qatar Airways, while superb overall, is still not an airline I would even consider to be the world's best. I have mentioned before that I find Skytrax, the world's most widely known airline rating company, as a corporation to be intransparent and their verdicts to be somewhat obscure. I have underlined in a previous video that I disagree with the assessment that Qatar Airways is the world's best airline, and even more so with their previous assessment of Doha's Hamad International Airport as the world's best airport. But for a flight like this, it was alright. I cannot complain about having been in discomfort, because overall I was comfortable, entertained, well fed and cared for. There's certainly an airline to not shy away from, even on a flight of this length. Just don't go in with the expectation of them being so much better than anyone else. Airlines like Turkish Airlines, Emirates, Singapore Airlines, and many more can easily keep up in terms of quality. With that, welcome to Doha. If you've made it to the end of the video, you are a legend. Thank you so much for watching and coming along. Special thanks once again to Holzkern for sponsoring this video and supporting our channel. Get 15% off your entire order, and thanks to their free worldwide express shipping, your package is guaranteed to arrive by Christmas Day when ordered until December 19th. I also want to extend special thanks to all those of you who continue to support us with paid channel memberships, helping us out with their own hard-earned money. You'll get to enjoy the follow-up video to this one now already, so go check it out and see for yourself what a transit in Doha and 6 hours on Qatar Airways dated Airbus A320 are like. But whether you are a channel member, a subscriber, or were simply stopping by for this one video, thank you very much for watching and coming along. I'll see you again for a new video very soon, and until then, safe travels. If you're down for another video, why not check out our review of Singapore Airlines Airbus A350 on the world's longest flight from Singapore to New York in premium economy class. A video certainly worth watching as well.